Okay, so if people join after this, that's perfectly fine. I realized I never actually introduced myself, so I apologize for that. But my name is Emily Roiger. I'm a licensed social worker and family resource coordinator at Minnesota Valley Action Council. So we hold these Blue Earth Nicollet County networking meetings. My understanding is just to kind of share resources with each other. I know there might be a couple duplications of these meetings, so you might be on a couple different ones, but we also invite people outside of this area too, because the resources do tend to span outside of Blue Earth and Nicollet. So anyone's welcome to attend. I did get a couple emails about some other agencies wanting to be the guest speaker. So I'm working with some individuals to get those lined up. But if you ever have updates or would like to chat and share your resources, definitely reach out, spread the word, and I'd be happy to give that platform over for people to speak about what's happening. Let's see. I did want to ask about the December meeting. Right now, I know it is scheduled the week of Christmas. So I know a lot of people might be busy or might be off or whatever that might be. I can pose it to the whole group. Otherwise, I was just kind of going to gauge here thoughts on moving it to December 14th instead of, gosh, I didn't bring my planner in here. I think it's the week of the 20th, the week of Christmas. So I was thinking of just moving it up to the second Wednesday instead of the third in December, just because of Christmas and not, wanting to respect people being off. So I guess any objections to that? Okay, perfect. Awesome. I see thumbs up. That's great. Okay, I will go ahead and do that then. I just, I know that's probably not a very productive week as far as meetings and whatnot go. So I will be happy to make that adjustment. Let's see. Yeah, and then for today, I was going to do things a little bit backwards. So I know some of you have already heard or sat in on presentations or what have you about our adult dislocated worker program. Danielle was going to speak on that today, but she is busy wrapping some stuff up before the program year ends here. So she had asked if I could take over since it's a partner program. So anyway, I was going to ask if it's okay if we do roundtable first for any agencies that have updates and whatnot. That way, if anyone has already heard or went to our partner networking day a couple weeks ago and maybe already is aware of that resource, that they don't have to sit through it again to get to roundtable. So if that's okay, I'm definitely happy to change it up a little bit this month, just to respect your time and everything. So I guess I can go first just briefly. Our adults, dislocated worker and youth programs are all, looking for referrals for the summer. So if you know of any participants that need help with jobs or training or any of that, MVAC is still taking referrals. I believe Head Start is still taking referrals for the upcoming year, and there might be someone on our call that will touch on that a little bit more. Yeah, and overall, like anytime somebody has questions, I know our energy assistance program ended, but that will be starting back up in the fall. So you can always refer people to us to chat if they need some assistance. I believe we also have a temporary unmet needs program for individuals who were impacted by COVID. We got a little bit of extra funding. So if you have clients who really need an emergency assistance, a one-time amount, you can definitely send them our way and we can see if it's something we can help with. So just a few updates, but anyone else have some updates today?
I can update.
Sure.
I'm new to this meeting. My name is Gretchen. I'm now working for City Mankato EDA. I'm the new Family Self-Sufficiency Coordinator. So I just started last week. So just trying to get my name out there, looking around for resources for clients that we're going to get on the program, and just looking to network. So I can turn my camera on. There we go. Okay.
Nice to meet you. Welcome
You
to your
too.
position. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'll be attending. Right now, I haven't had any conversations with any clients, just kind of learning. I did come from the same role at South Central Minnesota Multi-County HRA, and then just came to the Mankato EDA. So hopefully the end of this week and into next week, I'll start introducing myself to the clients already on the program and then begin adding. So I don't know if people could maybe throw their emails in the chat. If I need to email anybody about resources or anything like that, I'll certainly put my email in the chat as well.
Perfect. Yeah. And then I can also, so since you mentioned you were new, typically at the end of these meetings, if anyone had flyers to share or resources or websites, I do send a follow-up email to everyone with the recording from the meeting in case somebody was unable to make it. So I do include all of that. I still go back and forth between keeping emails as blind carbon copy and available. So I guess as long as nobody's offended that I share their email, I'm happy to just put those viewable to everyone, and then you can reconnect with everyone that's on this email string. I think I have over 100 people that I email, but it's usually a small group that joins, but I have heard some feedback that a lot of individuals watch after the fact too. So it's definitely a great way if you've got or if you need referrals or if you need resources to reach out and definitely help you get connected for sure. So yeah, thank you for sharing.
I'll go next, Becca, with the senior linkage line here. I don't think the senior linkage line has joined your guys' group for a while. Not sure, but I do want to just let you guys know that new is a referral link. So if you have an older adult that needs some help with whether it's health insurance counseling or help kind of staying in the community, finding resources, anything you can think of that would help an older adult, you can certainly send in a referral to us. I'll put that referral link in there. Individuals can do it themselves. You do want to have their permission before you put in that referral, but as always, they can call our 1-800 number as well. So.
Perfect. Thank you. I will be sure to share that link in the email as well. Let's see.
I can go. Sadie Rezek from MACV. The only update we have is that we do have a Veterans Resource event on July 17th. It is a Sunday. It's in collaboration with the Moondogs game. So if you know of any veterans that are looking for something like that, the resource event will be from noon to 3:30, and then I will have tickets to provide them and their families with our ticket for the game that evening. And I will send you the flyer.
Perfect. I am happy to share that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see.
This is Kelly McDonough, and I'm a program developer with Minnesota River Area Agency on Aging. And I think what I'll do, Emily, is send you some of this information so you could forward it in the notes.
That sounds great.
But in the meantime, what I will share is that we have a Dementia Friends. The Mankato North Mankato Act on Alzheimer's is doing a presentation on Dementia Friends, and that is scheduled for next Tuesday at Hosanna Lutheran Church from 1:30 to 2:30. So that's a great opportunity if you're interested yourself in learning more about that, or if you have individuals that you work with who would benefit from that opportunity. We also have a caregiving program. We have a group of 3 Title III providers who are going to talk about caregiving services that they provide. And that is happening next Monday, the 20th, from 12:30 to 1:30. And that will be a virtual presentation. I'm going to try and put that link here also. When I'm done talking, I'll try and get that link into the chat box. And then next Wednesday, we are also doing a Let's Talk About Caregiving virtual presentation from 10 to 11:30. And what I really want to highlight in all of these presentations is that so many times what gets lost is the value of a caregiver. They frequently don't identify themselves as a caregiver. They're just strong, make do. People will get by when in fact, 73% of the workforce for all of you are involved in caregiving, whether that's for children, for spouses, family members, elderly parents. That's a pretty significant number to be aware of. And so really just want to promote that we try and identify those caregivers and that we give them resources. So I will try and get those. I'll see what I can get for links into the chat box, but I'll send those also to you, Emily.
That sounds
Thank
great.
you.
Yeah, I tried to take some notes on the times and everything, but you can feel
Great.
free to send me an email, and I can definitely send that out to the group if you have more
I will do
on the
that.
times. So thank you so
Thank
much.
you so
Those sound
much,
great.
Emily. Mhm.
Yeah. Let's see. I saw a couple individuals say no updates. So any others on here that we missed?
Hi, Nicole from Legal Services. We are looking at doing more community legal education. I think I presented at the last quarterly meeting here, but if your agency, I'll put my email in the chat, but if your agency, your staff, or your clients are looking for, this presentation about a legal topic or about our services, we can definitely do that. We're also looking at doing more outreach this summer. We have it came from some, I think, COVID relief money, but we actually have like a big van. They call it a bus, but it's really a big van that has a computer and wheelchair lift that we can actually do private client meetings and give people legal advice. So we can bring those to events where there wouldn't be a private space to meet. So if you have like an event over the summer, or and there's interest in that, feel free to reach out to me, because we're trying to use the bus more. And we also send out a monthly newsletter, and you can get in touch with me if you want to be added to that newsletter as well.
Thank you so much. Okay. I think if I'm not missing anyone, I think most people from outside of MVAC anyway were able to share, but definitely correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, so I will definitely recap. I tried to take notes on what events are coming up, but I will definitely try to put these in the follow-up email for individuals that might have missed that. Yeah, and then I'll share those flyers as well. So I know today it seems kind of short and sweet. Any other questions or comments today before I can definitely transition into our presentation on adult dislocated worker to share that resource, since we're really in need of some referrals, and it's definitely a great program for individuals that are wanting a level of training. But yeah, before I hop into that, any final thoughts? I know some of you had to leave as well, so.
Hi, Emily.
Hi.
This is Cecile from Vine. So I don't have any events happening, but I just want to kind of refresh everybody's information about the program. So
Sure.
my name is Cecile Fountain, and I manage the diversity program here at Vine Faith in Action. The program serves diverse elders, and that includes immigrants, refugees, African American, and Native Americans within the Blue Earth County, Nicollet County, and LeSueur County. For elders to be eligible for our services at the diversity program here at Vine, they have to be from a diverse background, and they have to be 60 years and above. The services that we offer here, and when I say we, there is a team of us, there, myself, and there is Hajar Abdullahi. She is the Somali outreach worker. And we have, I think she's very popular here in Mankato, Lourdes Menjivar. She is our Hispanic outreach worker. So we offer services in 3 languages, Arabic. I provide the Arabic language, and Hajar provides the Somali, and Lourdes provides the Spanish services. The services that we offer are interpreting, if they need interpreting for any appointment, medical, non-medical. We also offer assistance with filling out applications if it's for a program at the county, if it's for any other service, if it's a survey, you know, when they get a lot of questionnaires and surveys in the mail, so they would call us and say, we need help, we don't know how to fill them out. We help out with that. We also offer transportation. Sometimes they get a last minute appointment and either their caregivers can give them transportation because it's a last minute, or the county doesn't have immediate transportation available for them. So then we jump in, or sometimes they need transportation for other areas like Awatana to the cities. So we offer transportation a lot of times. So we also play an advocate role for them. So sometimes we advocate for them with their caseworkers. So if for some reason, let's say their Social Security gets stopped all of a sudden, so we make those phone calls for them. We find out why it stopped, and then we communicate that to their caseworkers. We also advocate for them at their medical appointments, because sometimes they go there and they don't give the whole picture of what's going on with them. So we communicate the big picture to the healthcare provider in case they need to make a referral, or there are other things that they can do. So we do wide range of services, like I said, interpreting, translating materials. A lot of times after their medical appointment or after their county appointments, they get materials, and sometimes it's not in their language. So we translate those materials for them. So interpreting, translating, transportation, advocating for them. We also, one of the main services that we offer is just helping them access services in the community that they're not aware of. So when their Social Security all of a sudden stops, what other help can they get? Or, you know, when their water bill is overdue 3 months, you know, where can they go? So we help them kind of navigate the system and get the help that they need. So the program is at Vine Faith in Action. You know, we have 3 staff at this program. We have 3 different languages: Arabic, English, and Spanish. I can share with you, so far we have the flyer in English and Somali, but we're in the process of translating the flyer into Spanish and Arabic. Hopefully by the next, or before the next meeting, I'll have the flyer available as well. But I'll send you our contact information here. So if you are aware of elders in the community that would benefit from those services, please, you know, feel free to give them our phone number or contact information. Thank you, Emily.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. Those sound like some really great resources for sure. And if you ever want to speak a little bit more or do a presentation, definitely reach out. I know it's a little bit random since it's every 3 months. It gets stretched out there. I think I have somebody interested for September and December, but definitely happy to have you talk more about your services since they sound really needed for sure. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Emily.
Is there an age requirement for services at Vine?
For this program, yes. For this program, elders have to be 60 years and above.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just the question about the age requirements, I can kind of answer a little bit more about that page with Vine. So to be a member of the Vine Adult Community Center, you have to be 26 or older. But like Cecile mentioned, some of our programs have different age requirements. Most of them are either 60 or 65 plus. For the like Meals on Wheels is a little bit unique. That one doesn't have an age requirement. It's for people who find it difficult to be able to make and prepare their own meals. And that we also do serve a lot of people who have a disability of some sort that probably would fall under that age of 6, or would be under the age of 60 or 65.
Thank you, Paige.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks. We'll definitely have to connect on having Vine talk about some other resources. I'm not sure when Danielle had this role, if you guys already spoke, but yeah, definitely something to look into for sure. So
I think we were talking about potentially being
yes.
the presenter.
Okay,
I
yes.
can't remember when exactly we decided on a date, but
yes, exactly. Yes, I do recall that. Yep, I remember we threw around September and December. We were waiting to figure out if we moved that meeting. So thank you for that reminder. I will follow up with that. I'll look through my emails because there were 2 individuals I was chatting with to try to figure out which month. So yeah, I will definitely follow up with you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Perfect. Any last thoughts?
Sorry, I came in a little late, so
Sure.
I missed all of Cecile's presentation, which I'm sure she covered everything perfectly. But if I could just mention a few things, and if
Sure.
you already heard it, just tell me to be quiet.
No, you're good. Go for it.
We have a couple of changes coming up beginning July 1st. So our Pearls program, which helps older adults who are struggling with depression, is going to be changing come July 1st. So it used to be the age requirement was 65 and older in Blue Earth, Nicollet, and LeSueur County. That age requirement is now being lowered to 60 and older. And it used to be a free program, and now it'll be $5 per session, which is still a really good deal for people who are struggling with depression. And we also have a price increase that's going to be going to effect on July 1st for our Meals on Wheels program. So we were charging just $3.75 per meal. We're going to be going up to $4.25. Like everything else, the price is going up. So just the cost of being able to offer the meal delivery program, we have to be able to not operate in the red. And then our membership structure is going to be changing slightly too for July 1st for people who are interested in being a member of Vine Adult Community Center. So we'll be going up to $8 per month for people who are just interested in the social membership level. And then those who are interested in our basic membership level, basic fitness membership level, it'll be $30 a month. And our premium membership level is going up to $42 a month. And again, that takes place or starts on July 1st. We also have a diabetes prevention program that's going to be starting really soon. So that starts on June 23rd. It's a year-long program. It's for people who are pre-diabetic, and there's not an age requirement on that. And that is a free and open to the public program. We also have a Walk with Ease program that's going to be starting in August. That's August 15th through September 26th. And that is going to be held on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. And it's for people who have arthritis who want to improve their mobility. And that is another one that is going to be free and open to the public. Both the diabetes prevention program and Walk with Ease program are our evidence-based programs that we offer. And you don't need to be a Vine member to be a part of these programs, and age requirements it's not necessarily just for people who are older adults, although most people who are suffering from arthritis are probably going to fall in that older adult category. And one more thing for True Transit, we are going to be offering free rides to the county fairs again this summer. So we are offering free rides to the Blue Earth County Fair on July 28th between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Nicollet County Fair on August 12th, again, 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. and the LeSueur County Fair on August 19th between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. So the 3 counties we serve are the 3 fairs that we'll be offering free rides to for anybody within those 3 counties. So if people are interested in signing up, we do require reservations. They just can call True Transit at 507-388-8783, or they can go online at truetransit.org to sign up for a free ride to the county fairs. And again, no age requirements for those.
Thank you so much. Oh,
Emily, I'm sorry, I forgot 2 pieces of information regarding my program. The first one, just remember now listening to Paige, is that the services in the diversity program, it's all free, and it's all made free because the funding through MINRA. So MINRA is the main funder for this program. It's part of Title 3B of MINRA's funding. So I just wanted to make sure people are aware that all these services through the diversity program are for free. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Those all sound like some great resources. Again, trying to take my notes. So if I forget anything in the follow-up email, you guys can feel free to reply and share that, but I will do my best. That's all. The changes are definitely good to report on, and I learned some new resources myself today. So I definitely will gather these in a more cohesive way for that email, and I'll send those all out. So perfect. Okay, so just a recap, since today we kind of flip-flop things a little bit to be respectful of time. We did roundtable first, so anyone who hasn't yet heard of our adult dislocated worker programs, I would invite you to stay. I'll definitely do a presentation on that, share some resources, and anyone who has already heard this, since we had done this presentation last month at our networking meeting. So for those that already heard about our services, you know, like I said, you're free to go for today. Again, as always, if somebody is interested in speaking, definitely you can spread the word, and we can work on getting you connected for one of the upcoming meetings. Other than that, I did have a chance to speak with Lisa Kay on the radio. So if any of you just want a refresher on the Adult Dislocated Worker Program who heard about it recently as well, you can look that up on her website, and it was recorded as well. It's only 15 minutes to briefly explain, and I'll keep our presentation today short as well. And we do have that referral on our website for any of you that have some people you want to send our way. So other than that, any final thoughts? Otherwise, I can transition into that presentation. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, any MVAC staff that want to recap, you can definitely stay on the call. Otherwise, I know a couple of you mentioned having to take off early, so you are free to go, or you're welcome to stay. I will work on sharing this PowerPoint if you give me one moment. Let's see here. So can you all see the screen at all? Let's see. Yep. Okay, yes. Perfect. Thank you so much. Yep. Awesome. So again, Danielle Marenko is the deed or career force contact who does eligibility enrollment. She was unfortunately unable to come today, so she had asked if I could present since we partner on this program. So let's see. So that's Danielle. There's also a gal named Gina who started recently, who will be helping with more the Martin, Faribault, and Watonwan counties for enrollment. But Danielle covers the other part of our 9-county area for eligibility and enrollment at Career Force. Let's see, I forgot. Let's see, definitely let me know. Let's see, I'm going to actually do a new share so that it lets me share the sound. Here we go, because this is a video. Let's see here. I think this is the one I want. Okay. And let me know if the sound is not working.
Workers who lose a job through no fault of their own may need some help returning to work. Minnesota's Dislocated Worker Program offers services at no cost to help laid-off workers find suitable new jobs. It's designed to help them get back to work as soon as possible and to overcome barriers to employment. Services are tailored to meet each individual's needs and fall into 4 areas: career planning and counseling, job search assistance, counselor-approved training, and support services. The process begins with career planning and counseling. A career counselor will guide individuals through a process that can include assessments. This will help better understand their talents and interests and how to match them with available jobs. With guidance from a counselor, dislocated workers can put together a personal plan for finding a job. Think of it as a roadmap to a new job or maybe even a new career. To help refresh job search skills, workers receive guidance drafting resumes and cover letters, as well as job interview practice. We also have workshops, classes, and job clubs on how to network and find jobs. Counselors may also recommend some additional training. This could mean working on a GED or brushing up on workplace skills. Training could be short-term or long-term, resulting in a certification for new skills in a new field. Finally, the program also provides need-based support services for certain expenses connected with a job search or training. These funds could pay for necessities like uniforms, transportation, or childcare costs. In order to be eligible for the Dislocated Worker Program, individuals must have been laid off through no fault of their own, are eligible for unemployment insurance, and need help finding suitable employment. Individuals who were laid off as part of a large layoff may already qualify for the program. Individuals or those who were part of a small layoff may be eligible as determined by a Dislocated Worker Program counselor. To enroll with one of the many service providers in our statewide network, visit mn.gov/DEED/DW. There, one can find the list of providers by city, along with our program handbook, which can be downloaded for free. Be aware that if an individual lost their job because of foreign trade, we have specialists who can help. Please contact us right away. In addition to the Dislocated Worker Program, Minnesota offers many other resources for job seekers on our website, or call the Dislocated Worker Program at 651-259-7537. Losing a job can be stressful, but dislocated workers aren't alone. Help is available. Contact us today.
Okay, let's see. So that was just a brief recap on like the statewide overall program. Again, let's see here. Let me get this back up. Today I'm kind of covering more so the partnership in our 9-county area with Career Force, MVAC, unemployment, and then also our adult, our WIOA adult program, or WIOA adult program isn't, I'll touch on that a little bit further, that's a little bit different. Same services are provided, just slightly different eligibility. So let's see here. So just a brief recap on kind of what the video talked about. Our program for individuals that are interested, they have access to a variety of training options, job search assistance, support services, and career planning and counseling. Let's see here. Sorry, Daniel has some interesting transitions here. I apologize that it takes a bit. Let's see. So overall, the best referrals are for individuals that are willing and able to work full time. If they are, for example, on Social Security and they are restricted to part-time employment, it makes it a little bit tricky since the goal of our program is full-time employment at the end. So we wouldn't necessarily say they aren't eligible if they meet other eligibility, but that, you know, the focus is that full-time employment, willing to connect with us on a monthly basis to keep updates and utilizing resources and whatnot. On some of our programs, like for WIOA adult or WIOA adult, that does have an income restriction versus dislocated worker is more specific to being laid off, your hours being reduced. The thing the video didn't mention was more like the displaced homemaker population. So if you were a parent and your spouse maybe was widowed, or you got divorced, and now you were a stay-at-home parent, and you are responsible for all of the expenses in your household. Now that would be considered the displaced homemaker, and that would also be another eligibility. We do place a priority on veterans as well, veterans and their spouses. So for our dislocated worker as well as our WIOA adult program, both of those are another eligibility for that. Again, the requirement is that they have to make contact with us once every 30 days by phone, email, or in-person appointments. If they choose not to talk with us for 90 days or 3 months, most of the time we do have to close their case, regardless of if they've finished their training or not. They should be willing to discuss changes with us beforehand so that we can help them make the best decision for their situation, and they might just need some resources at that time. So that's another kind of requirement. They must be willing to research their training options in order for us to be able to approve their plan, and let us know when they obtain employment, and give us those follow-up updates the year following closure. Let's see. So this is kind of where my role comes in. So the state or career force does the eligibility and enrollment. And for anyone who just needs the job search assistance side, job service would keep them. But if they are determined that they need a level of training, either they were underemployed, not utilizing their full skill set and still income eligible, we could look at helping them for up to a 2-year degree. And I'll kind of go into that a little bit further. But basically, if they're deemed like, yep, you need a level of training to get a suitable job for you to pay your expenses, to upskill, those pieces of information, they'd be sent over to MVAC to work with either myself, our Brown County, Martin County, or Waseca, LeSueur County gals to work with to do the career exploration and training side of things. So they can kind of choose to work with the counselor either in the county they live in, or if they go to school at South Central, for example, but they live in New Ulm, or they're going to adult basic ed in Mankato and they live in New Ulm. For example, I could serve them, even though I typically cover, Blue Earth Nicollet and a few other areas. So we do work with whatever the participant also would prefer. As far as individual training plan approvals, they are required to complete a career assessment with us that looks at their interests, their abilities, and their values, and we help them match that with the career choice that they're looking at to make sure that they'll be successful and that they'll enjoy it at the end, right? They also complete that occupational research packet where we help them look at the labor market information. We help them verify that there are job postings in their area, and a few other pieces, like, so that they do an interview, for example, with somebody who works as an LPN or whatever it might be, so that they kind of know, they have their expectations for what the job will be up front. And that's, again, just to make sure that they are going to be successful at the end of their training, that there's jobs available and they're not frustrated that they're right back in the same situation of not being able to find a job, right? So just trying to help them be successful from the beginning. They also have to go to a training provider that has been considered WIOA approved. Typically, we help them navigate that and look at what their options might be. It must be an in-demand occupation. So some examples would be really anything healthcare, anything medical related, anything from a CNA all the way up to a 2-year degree, or if they come to us with associate's degree already, we can help with the final 2 years for a bachelor's degree as well. So healthcare, manufacturing is another huge one. So welding, like a 1-semester welding certificate, all the way up to maybe a 2-year HVAC degree, or again, if they already come to us with that level of education, it could be a bachelor's degree that we look at. CDL is huge. We haven't seen as many CDL interests as we normally do in the spring. So if you know of anybody that wants to be a truck driver and you feel they maybe eligible, definitely send them our way. Other examples could be, you know, the social services, the businesses, the accounting degrees, you know, and there are some other options to it. We just basically help them do the packet and make sure that there's jobs available in our area for them, or verify they're willing to relocate if not. So that's kind of the gist of those things. So again, it could be really anything from a short-term credential up to 2 years or 24 months of training. Again, we understand that not everything fits in a box, right? So if it makes sense, we do approve plans that might be slightly more than that based on situations, or do extensions. So in general, it's up to a 2-year degree. We cannot help with a master's level degree at this time. It's not allowed by the grant. Just to give an idea of what we can help with up to $4,000 a semester, or up to $8,000 a year if it's more like a CDL training. That would be a one-time payment. So it's definitely, you know, a large chunk. You know, if they're going to a school like South Central College, it does cover most of the expenses if they're going full-time. That is determined based on their financial need analysis that they do, their FAFSA, and then also how many credits they're taking. So again, it's up to $4,000, up to $8,000 a year. And then sometimes if we have extra funding, we can help with summer classes as well on top of that. So it is definitely a helpful amount for participants to be able to continue with training if they were worried that FAFSA wasn't enough to help them be successful going forward. Let's see. Again, they do connect to the school. If FAFSA is required by the school, we have them complete that. If they're maxed out, that is okay. We look at, you know, just verifying that they have utilized all of their funding already. Or if they defaulted on their loans, they just have to make sure they're in good standing by the time we would approve their plan and things. So just because they might have utilized the resources that, you know, like FAFSA already, it doesn't necessarily mean we wouldn't be able to help them. We would just maybe have to look at a college that was more low cost, or that maybe didn't require FAFSA and was a shorter term credential, like medical billing and coding, or an online program from like Bravura, or, you know, if they have a level of training in their past already. Let's see. So again, they have to keep monthly contact with us. They have to submit their grades and schedules each term. Usually I try to inquire or require that they provide an education plan to me that kind of outlines what their estimated graduation date is and what their advisor is recommending they take for classes throughout the program, so that we can kind of keep on track with that without any hiccups as far as, you know, enrolling in the wrong courses. They do have to provide that annual financial aid award letter and do that net price tool with this school. And then they have to maintain a C average in their classes, or overall a cumulative GPA going forward in order to be eligible for our funding. So again, we kind of talked about a variety of different occupations in demand. I forgot to mention, I see, you know, correctional officers on there as well. I didn't mention that. You know, again, the manufacturing, the medical, you know, secretary positions during COVID did decline a lot. So those are a little bit harder to approve. It just really depends, you know, what job title they're looking for. And if at all possible, we do try to help approve a plan if we can find any verification that they would be able to, you know, find employment and that it's still an in-demand occupation. Because I know statistics ebb and flow. So yeah, overall, so the process would be that they have to either be referred to us, you know, on our website on MVAC. We have a referral link that's pretty short for people to say, I'm interested. Then Career Service or Career Force, I apologize, would reach out to them, mail them, or mail them an application, or have them come in to complete the application, verify, you know, that they are eligible, signing all those enrollment paperwork, a copy of their ID, a copy of their social security card, or proof of either citizenship or permanent residency, etc. Once Danielle would deem them eligible, again, then they would be transferred over to us at MVAC. So again, the easiest way to refer someone is to go to our MVAC website and fill out that referral form. And I will put that link in the email when I go out. The flyer I will also attach to, if any of you are interested in hanging it up in your offices. There is a QR code right on the flyer too that clients or participants can scan, and it'll link them right to our website to fill out that referral form. Yeah, I guess I will stop rambling, but do you guys have any questions overall? I hope I didn't miss anything there.
Hi, Emily, this is Becca. I did have
Yeah.
a quick question for you.
Sure.
Thinking of a couple of individuals. So this this idea of you guys helping a person kind of up their training for a better job, thinking about like a dislocated homemaker, if they need to go to school, then they also have caregivers. Do you guys help if they need to go down to part-time work temporarily while they're training? Is there a financial assistance with the living expenses or?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I guess I forgot to mention, we encourage part-time employment throughout the program, but typically we encourage them, not to necessarily be working full-time, just because we know training can be rough. We do have some support services. It really depends on their situation. Sometimes we can help with a month of rent. Other times we, if they have a bigger rent amount or they're past due, we connect them with our homeless prevention program or PSOP programs through the counties, or a variety of other resources to help them be moving forward successfully. We do mileage reimbursements as well. So if they're traveling, for example, 15 or more miles to and from training, and they submit the mileage reimbursement every month, I do reimburse. Right now it's only 15 cents a mile, but we are, trying to see about increasing that. But that does add up for my CDL drivers, for example, who are driving, from here to the cities. So we do have some supports that way too, for mileage or transportation supports. I've helped with childcare for a month in the past as well. So we do try to do supports to keep them moving forward for sure.
Sounds great. And then another question,
Sure.
Thinking about the older adults that I work with, you said that you prefer to help somebody because your goal is for full-time work eventually. I do have, though, individuals occasionally that are looking for part-time work as an older adult. Is that something that you guys help with as well, or just?
So
I mean, you said you prefer not to, but can you just tell me what you could do if somebody were to come to you?
Yeah, so it really depends. I do have some seniors on my caseload right now too, that are going to school. They maybe already had a level of training and they just needed an extra certificate or something to help increase their wage or get back into the field because theirs was outdated or something. So it really depends. As far as our performance measures go, that's kind of where that full-time employment piece comes in. But if they're working at the end of our training, that is the goal in some aspect, to have employment of any sort. I know for the dislocated workers specifically, I know in order to close them, they have to be working full-time typically. Again, I do have some people that, like right now, it's not a good fit for them to be working full-time. So we just want them to be successful. If they're not interested in training, then yes, for sure, Career Force definitely will help people find jobs. Just either with, I think Bridget's the gal in Mankato. I'm not sure if there's a general job seeker person in like the Fairmont Career Force location, but we do help people with, or Career Force helps people with resumes and job search and whatnot, if they're not on a program, as well as if they just need the job search assistance through Career Force. I believe they'd be able to do that. But again, I don't do eligibility and enrollment, so I can't really speak exactly on what would make them eligible or not. So I think it's just a variety of what they overall are looking for. And if it includes training or if it's just a brush up on, hey, let's update your resume and get you working again. So hopefully that answered your question.
It does. And it
Okay.
sounds like if I have somebody who is an older adult who's looking for part-time work, but they just need help finding it, they can go to you with help with a resume and finding that job, not necessarily training.
Right. Yep. So Career
Perfect.
Force. Yep. Career Force is typically appointment only at this time, but they can definitely call the Career Force location closest to them to see if there's somebody that would be able to meet. I know the Brown County location doesn't necessarily have a Career Force staff. It's considered a career corner now. So Mankato is really the one I can think of that might have a person that could meet one-on-one. But yeah, I don't know any of us that would just say, no, I can't help you. Like, we're going to help them connect with the right contact to help them with whatever they're looking for. So yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes, I see somebody has their hand up as well.
Yes. Hi, Emily. It's
Yeah.
Kelly. And really, I have a couple of questions. One is a curiosity. What are you seeing with regard to any change in increase of people who are interested in employment at a different stage of COVID? I can't say post, but
Yeah.
are you seeing any resurgence of folks who are now looking to become reestablished in a job position?
Yeah. So as far as, correct me if I'm not quite understanding your question, but as far as like the trends we've seen, obviously during COVID, the state and federal and other individuals that fund our programs, they were like, hey, a lot of people were laid off. You probably will need more training dollars. Well, we know during COVID, a lot of people were, afraid to go out, or they had childcare needs or whatever it might have been that they weren't able to do that. So we do have excess funding right now to help people go back to school. As far as employment goes, unemployment rates are actually the lowest. I think Deed sent out an update, the lowest they've been since like the 1970s somethings. So like late 1970s. So right now, actually, there's so many people working right now. And there's so many other employers that are willing to pay for training that we're actually struggling to get people that are eligible for our program that want training, right? So as far as employment goes, I guess I haven't seen as much of a concern about people re-entering the world of employment, right? It's more so that it's a matter of, do they need training in order to re-enter, or whatever situation they might be in. We definitely want to help people increase their income by helping them upskill by getting a credential, but right now unemployment rates are pretty low, and people that are working or that can work are working right now from what I've seen. So we'll see. Well, I'm sure there's definitely people out there that are just maybe not aware of our programs, or there again a lot of barriers right now. So mental health has been huge. Childcare has been a huge barrier. So there's a lot of reasons why an individual might not be working at this time. And again, we do try to connect them to other programs like SNAP or MFIP if they have a family and they're needing some job search assistance too. So I hope that answered your question.
It does, and it
Okay.
fits in the context of the workforce shortage.
Yes.
Context. And so then I'm going to ask you a question that maybe is contrary to the work that you do. I'm not sure, but that is, it's not unusual for us. What kind of training exists for employers to become more open-minded about who can do the jobs that they have available to do? Because I think of the Workforce Center, I think of the work that you do, and I think it's so great at helping people get into jobs. I'm feeling like I have some reason to believe that employers are feeling the pain point of the workforce shortage, but not to the extent that what they have been willing to do is to become more flexible and learn about what's it going to take to be able to provide staffing in their agencies. And do you do anything with employers?
Right. So that's a great question. And I think there's a lot of employers that I would agree that they could benefit from some training and be more open to understanding barriers that people might have to employment. I don't know offhand of any, but I know we have something called like our IWT or incumbent worker training as well as part of these programs that if Danielle was here, I'm sure she would talk to you a little bit more
Okay,
about that. But
sure.
that's more so partnering with employers to, maybe they have employees already that just need some training to help them be successful, or on the job training options as well. So I'm not exactly sure what that all entails, but I know that we're trying to work with employers in that regard too. But I definitely, I can, if I find an answer on if there's some employer trainings, I'll definitely let you know. I know.
Yeah, that would be great, Emily.
Yeah, I know as a licensed social worker, we do like ongoing education, and I know I've seen a lot of trainings just about how to retain employees and how to be flexible.
Yes.
And so I know there's definitely supervisor training. It's just a matter of, some people, if they're working full time and their agency isn't willing to pay for those trainings, sometimes it is too expensive. So, that's definitely a great point, that we do need more lower cost or free trainings for employers to help them understand and know how to better support their employees as well. But I think that's a larger problem. There's a lot of moving parts to that.
There is. It's almost like it almost is the opposite side of the coin to a greater extent than the work that you do with individuals who are looking for jobs. So,
and I think there's definitely a way we could all be working together. And I know we definitely have a goal of ideally that employers will refer people to us, or if they're staffing agencies too are struggling as well. I know I've had some come in, so just trying to better partner together to figure out how to best get people at a work ready level, but also understanding how to be more flexible and what that looks like for the workforce too, because some places they need people there all the time. So it really is kind of a give and take, I think. That's a great question though.
Well, please keep us in mind. Please keep me in mind if there's ever any additional conversation we can have. And I think I'll maybe reach out to Danielle also.
Sure. Yeah, that would be great. And again, I apologize. It's again, that kind of, we're wrapping up a program year and she got really, really busy. So I was like, I didn't want to take her away from that.
It's all good.
And then just, I guess to recap, again, people that are eligible for our program, they could be underemployed, meaning they're just, working in a job that's not utilizing their full skill set. I've seen some veterans too come and they, might just, they have a lot of skills, but they don't have the credential to go get that higher paying job. Right. So, it might be a variety of different reasons. Also just being an individual with some barriers to employment, of course. So if they're lower income or basic skills deficient, single parents, again, like that is a population we serve. And then that dislocated worker program piece is more specific to people that were laid off, that they either used or exhausted unemployment, that maybe they were just long-term unemployed, during COVID, or they were a stay-at-home parent for, a long time. And now they're like, I'm ready to, upskill and get back into the workforce. So it might be a variety of different reasons why somebody's eligible. And again, I don't do eligibility or enrollment, but just to give you an idea of people to send our way, for sure. We definitely need the referrals. So, if you want to hang up the flyer or spread the word, for sure you can do that. Like I said, I did talk with Lisa Kay on the radio as well, so I can put that on the email as well in case you have other providers that just want a quick 15-minute, hey, let's learn about this program. So any other questions? Otherwise, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I thank you to anyone who sat through another session on adult dislocated worker. If you're getting a refresher or a recap, as I appreciate your time and willingness to share our programs with our other participants or other, it might be your friend that got laid off, right? I know some restaurants had closed in the last year or two. So anyone who was let go or their hours were reduced. So it really could be anyone. It wouldn't have to be a client of yours. It could be a friend, a family member, anyone you run into. So we just hope to get the word out. I know statewide, the numbers are really down as well. So I know it's not just our area, it's statewide. People are working if they can be. So we're just kind of trying to figure out how to get the word out there for people that maybe don't know about our services. So Awesome. So I will compile all the information that was shared today. I'll share the recording link, the flyers, and then I'll also send an update that for December, we're going to change that to the 14th. And then other than that, our next networking meeting here will be September 21st, I believe. So I know I'm working with a couple different agencies on figuring out who's going to be talking in September and who in December. So I don't know that right offhand, but I will definitely update everyone before the next meeting as well. So thank you all for your time and have a great rest of your week. Stay cool this weekend. I've heard it's supposed to be pretty warm. So
Another steamer. Have a good day.
yes,
Thank you,
yes.
Emily.
Yeah, you have a great day. Take care.